the secrets just keep getting better and better week to week, don't they? And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Secret Celebrity RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1. This is Episode 3. Again, listen, I don't even know what to say. Last week's episode was fantastic. There's only 4 episodes in this whole thing. So next week will be the last one. The first one was like, okay, we didn't know the people, and it was just okay. It reminded me of Drag You. I wasn't even a fan of Drag You. It was just okay. Okay? But last week's episode was fantastic. And this week's episode, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. When we brought our people out, first of all, our mentors, Nina West, Bob the Drag Queen, who you all know I love, and Kim Chi. Okay? And Kim Chi's wearing pumps now, child. She's wearing pumps and she's walking around. I said, well, go on, Kim. But when we brought out our celebrities, the first one out is Miss Alex Newell. You talking about a singing somebody? Baby, they knew not to do anything that involved any type of singing, because if that would have been the case, everybody could just go home. Alex Newell, if you don't know her music, you need to go into YouTube, type her in. She's a singing somebody, honey. And she's very, very androgynous. She already looks like a trans woman, but she doesn't identify as trans. Alex Newell, she identifies as a boy, and she's just very, very androgynous. She's a pretty child. But I said, child, y'all, as soon as I seen her, I was like, who they bringing to a battle with her? It better be some old contestants from regular Drag Race. Because other than that, I don't know what they're going to do with Miss Alex Newell, honey. But anyway, they bring through this guy, Justin Milligan. He's an actor. Now, Miss Justin, they brought Justin in here. Now, listen. I don't know what's going on. Justin had a good run. He had a good run in this. He's a super fan, and I say that very loose. Super fan, okay? Of the show. He's a super fan. We're going to leave that at that. We're going to talk about it some more later. And then Matt Iseman came through from American Ninja Warrior, and I was like, he's one of the hosts. I said, what is he doing here? I said, okay, Matt. All right, cool. So they came in, and they did their mini challenge, which was quick drag, cheerleader, quick drag. Dustin immediately, when they just were talking in the workroom, scared of Alex. He knows who Alex is. He's scared of Alex. And I said, as you should be. As you should be. But as it turns out, honey, they need to be scared of Dustin. Dustin is a super fan, but he's really, really, really engaged. Really engaged. I said, okay, you keep saying you never did drag before. I feel I smell a rat, honey. I smell a rat. Maybe you ain't did drag, but you done been there where 5,200 people got in drag. Because, baby, you are on it. Anyway, they go ahead, they get into their quick drag. Child, Alex was so unbothered. She's doing her regular thing. Child, this is what she did. And the other two went and ran, and they were running around trying to get their stuff together. And then they brought in that Love Connie. Honey, that Love Connie is a whole damn mess. For this whole cheerlead thing, everything's all upbeat. They go and get the pit crew. Put the pit crew in here. I said, child, is this a family show, y'all? What we doing here? Put the pit crew on top of these blocks. They straddled the pit crew and used their legs like leg puppets. And I was like, I laughed at Matt Iceman because he lifted his skirt up so you knew, you could see he was not straddling the pit crew member. He was not sitting down on them. Listen, let me tell you something. You know, Alex and Dustin was sitting right down on the right. Yeah, I said it. I'll bet money on it, honey. I know Miss Alex took her a seat, honey. And Dustin, you say what you want to say. I believe Miss Dustin took her seat too, honey. Right on down on the pit crew, honey, and was puppeting the legs, honey. I said, whatever, honey. So then Dustin won. Dustin won the mini challenge, and then I said, "Oh yeah, this Dustin, honey, this is a queen. He knows how to play this game, and he got to pick the mentors, the matchup on the mentors, honey. That matchup he did was just as shady." I said, "Oh bitch, I see you, Miss Dustin, honey. You're a shady one. You know exactly what you're doing, and you know how to play this game." Because the Maxi Challenge is a roast on RuPaul. He paired himself immediately with Nina West. Nina is a comedy queen. She is a comedy queen, but she's nice. She's nice. But nice bitches know how to read too. He knew what he was doing. He paired Alex with Bob, and then he paired Matt with Kim Chi. Now, he just felt like he was throwing Matt right up underneath the bus with Kim Chi. Because nobody paid Kim Chi no attention. But Kim Chi is a shady, shady bitch. The only other bitch that I've seen that reads quick and nasty like Kim Chi that people don't know reads like that is Jujubee. When we first met Jujubee, we thought Jujubee was nice, honey. And then we found out Miss Jujubee is a hot mess. And she will get you, honey. Kim Chi was reading down. That bitch here, reading down. I said, "Oh, Miss Kim Chi, honey, I don't trust you." Anyway, so, they all had to give themselves their little drag names. And then we talked about their charities. Matt actually has rheumatoid arthritis, and his charity was the Arthritis Foundation. And he named himself Child Betty Bordeaux. I said, not Betty Bordeaux. That sounds like a big buxom man bitch, honey. I said, Betty Bordeaux. I said, okay. Dustin was there for Project Heal, which is a agency that deals with people with eating disorders. And then you had, he named himself, what did he name himself? It was Rachel McAdams Apple. And then, first of all, they put him in confessionals. He had like 12 names picked out. I said, child, he could sell them names. He had all these funny names. I said, child, you are really so invested. Very, very comfortable with himself. Like, I wouldn't even call him metrosexual. He's very, 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 so very comfortable with himself. And listen, let me just go ahead and say it. And somebody might get mad with me, but I don't care. This felt like a coming out party for Dustin. It really did. So I'm like, I need to be watching him to see, because he's a hunk, and he's very beautiful. He's a beautiful man, and he plays like these love interests and stuff when he's acting and stuff. But this felt like a coming out party to me. I said, well, come on out, sis. I mean, okay, girl. It just felt like a coming out party. And listen, Nina West looked like she was completely in love. So, whatever. I said it. I ain't taking it back. Anyway, moving on. Alex was sitting there. She named herself Madame That Bitch. I'm here for it. Yep, here for it. Ru came out and Ru told her, "You are absolutely my favorite singer." around this point. My favorite singer, I love your music, this, that, thing, and the other. Then she started talking about how she actually is very shy and she's fearful. And then she said something that stopped Rue right in his tracks. Rue said, "Well, I'm really shocked to hear that about you." And that bitch said, "I'm scared to get out of bed a lot of days." So, like, it's an actual real issue. And that stopped Rue mid sentence. I was like, oh, here we go. And that's what we started to see a lot of insecurities with Alex. So, this program did a lot, I think, for Alex. Um, Being with Bob the drag queen was perfect because Bob has that whole drag mother persona down, you know, and he literally, Bob jumped out of the competition, still focused on it a little, but really started working with Alex about Alex. And I was like, the pairing couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been better because it was what was needed. And it's crazy how this show, though there's only 4 episodes, this show is better than a lot of the last seasons of Drag Race. Very interesting. Run into a lot of things, a lot of just really, really interesting. I'm like, I'm enjoying this. It's a shame that it's going to be over next week. Anyway, so they're getting ready for their whole thing. Then they had to go and they got to get dressed, child. They start talking about tucking. Baby, it was just as uncomfortable. I'm always very uncomfortable when it comes to that stuff. This whole half in drag, half out of drag, doing your makeup, it's an area for me. I'm not comfortable. I am an illusionist, and I just don't really want to be on camera half done because it's like I lose my illusion. If I show you everything I do, then it's no longer an illusion. It's a reality. It's my reality, but it's not supposed to be. Who would be my fans or my customers? That's not their reality. You know, I give you the illusion. That's my job. That you see me as one thing and then you see me as another. You being there with me through transformation, I just think it's very invasive and it just kind of kills the illusion, if you ask me. But again, nobody asked me. That's okay because this is my channel. It's my video. Okay. Anyway, but they were doing this whole tucking thing, and I was like, this is getting very sexual. And I was like, child, what is going on? Is this a family show still, y'all? What is going on? This whole under the clothes thing, I just can't get with that. I always hate it. When they do jokes about, I always hate it, but whatever. People think it's hilarious, so that's fine. So anyway, they all go out and they do the roast. When I tell you, this roast was one for the books. Funny as hell. And I mean everybody. Every person who touched that stage was hilarious. Bob, Nina, Kim, Alex, Dustin, and Matt killed. RuPaul, you could hardly hear all the jokes over RuPaul cackling in the back, honey. They were letting the whole panel have it. They came out there, they were slaying them, and I said, oh, they are reading down. Everybody on the Ross Matthews, they read Rue to Filth, they slayed Michelle and Carson Kressley. Baby, that's how you roast. They were slaying them. I was like, oh my gosh. Everybody was excellent. And then they came back. Now, when they had to do their, they went backstage and then they had their family visits. Alex talked to a friend of his on the phone. Dustin was beautiful as well. Baby, that face, painted. And I was scared. I thought Kim Chi was actually going to paint Matt the way that she paints. But she didn't. Kim Chi, she beat Matt's face for the people in the back seats. His face was beat down. But that damn Dustin was beautiful. Beautiful. Looked like a nighttime soap star. Really did. Again, I I felt like this episode was the coming out party for Dustin. Anyway, they had come out. His friends. It was a gay couple. Came. They were friends of Dustin's, and they were just like laughing, like, "Oh my God, we thought maybe you were going to be an ugly woman because that actually does happen." He didn't. He was like, "I don't get that," but I got it, because a lot of times very, very pretty men make ugly drag queens. I don't know why that is, and sometimes you'll have men that are not attractive make beautiful, but not drag queens. They make beautiful trans women for some reason. Like when they transition, they'll be absolutely beautiful. But sometimes even their transition into just a drag queen is fine too. But I've seen many, many boys who were bricks who transition into women who are absolutely stunning. That's weird. And you would think if you're already pretty, like a pretty man, child, that must be a mess. They be running around looking like a football player without a football helmet on, having just a wig on. But he transitioned and he looked really, really pretty. But anyway, they came out to do their lip sync, and it was Celine Dion, and they did It's All Coming Back to Me Now, and it was really good. I said, I don't know how Ru's gonna figure this thing out, and he didn't have to figure it out. It was a three-way tie. Ru gave $20,000 to each charity. I'm telling you, this show is, listen, I'm here for it. I enjoyed it yet again, and I'm really sad that there's only one more episode. But I'll see you all for that next week. Good night.